Go ahead and smash it. Smash the like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Do me a favor. Go ahead and I'm in my StreamYard right now. I'm doing a little experiment. Go ahead and hit that link. Go ahead and hit that link on the bottom. I got it pinned. That link. I'm on the. Go ahead and hit that link on the bottom. Yeah, go ahead and hit that link on the bottom and join me on the live stream. Welcome. I am alive. And today we are going to be doing a marathon, but in between, I'm gonna be switching here and there, just like ever so often. I'll switch to something else. But go ahead and hit that link for me when you come into the live stream. Go hit the link in the bottom so you can join me on my on the StreamYard. It's just doing a little experiment type thing. But without further ado, this first one, I'm sure you remember this one. Yeah, I do. This is how I got started, and it has never failed me since. But before we get started, I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to thank all the people who have donated to me throughout the weeks, throughout the months. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This wouldn't be without you. I don't even know how to express it in words other than just to say thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the three individuals who are in my life, who have helped convince me to get to a specific point. Not just doing one thing or one stream a day or whatever the hell. This is actually has gotten me busy and also has gotten me reading a lot into politics, and even though I'm not a politician. So without further ado, this is how I got started. Just to refresh people's memory. Just a little refresher. Y'all hear that? Oh no, because I got it on mute.
Chair recognizes Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
Listen.
Order, Mr. Chairman. That's beneath even you.
No, we're here.
Mind you, Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking shit first. Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking shit first, and this is how I got started.
We're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order, Mr. Chairman. That's beneath even you. Now the chair recognizes Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman,
Let's take a look at this woman. I want to take a look at this woman's smile. Ain't she got a curl smile while whooping a white bitch's ass? What an incredible smile. But I just wanted to remind you of a little refresher on how it all got started. And hopefully it will finish 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the road. Because remember, and please don't forget to hit the link in the description down below. If you are on YouTube, if you're on my YouTube phone, just hit the link in the description and come on to StreamYard. But anyway, these last couple of days, you need to pivot just a little bit. These last couple of days have been quite interesting, to say the least, when it came to Mrs. Good. My condolences to her and her family. I normally don't engage in what white folks do in their everyday lives, but needless to say, we all seen the video from Minnesota. We all seen the video. Both sides have expressed how they have felt, right? And I often say this. This is a mess. Liberals are going to say what they want. Liberals are going to say what they say. Going to say what they feel. And then you got those conservatives. Now, this is what irks my craw. These black conservatives, to me, and shouts out to Reese Waters. I saw a clip earlier today that really irked my nerves when it comes to these black conservatives. See, to me, it's a copy and paste type of thing. It's like you want to belong to a specific. It's not. To me, it doesn't have to. It's not a party that you want to belong to. It's something that you feel that you want in return, but you ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get shit in return. You know why you're gonna get your shit in return? Because of, if you were paying attention, like I said, for the last couple of days, it has been hectic. And I don't mean to pivot, but this needs to be said because, like I said, this is not a comparison, but what's going on today with this whole ICE shit. Fuck ICE, by the way. Because if you're planning on going door to door, which JD Vance was talking about, then you got a bigger problem on your hands. Which rings absolutely true, because he was going to go door to door. He did go door to door. And with Miss Green, or Miss Good, rather, I said these words: put yourself, a black woman, in her position. Put yourself in her position. As a matter of fact, put Jasmine Crockett in that position. Just go ahead and put her in that seat and watch her get blasted in the head 3 times. Oh, he got hit. She hit him with the car. We all saw both angles. We argued this back and forth. That agent did not get hit. We saw both angles, from the front and to the side. As a matter of fact, on the side angle of it, while her wheels was turning the opposite direction of the agent, he already had his gun drawn. He already had his gun drawn. So I really really don't want to hear that. If you can, like I said, if you're on the phone, I don't even know how to say it. We gonna let it do what it do. If y'all show up on StreamYard, y'all show up on StreamYard. We good here. So I'm gonna play a very important clip. Then we're going to continue with the whole Jasmine Crockett theme. But I think this is really important for you to know, and really important for everybody to know, that you ain't safe. If they can deport immigrants, innocent ones, I should say, embarrass the people from Chicago. We have amnesia when it comes to Chicago. When they was dragging them black folks out of them fucking neighborhoods, out of those apartments, butt naked. We forget what happened in Chicago, right? But now this is a whole. But now and shooting a white lady in the head 3 times. You don't think for 1 second, conservative or no, liberal or no, your ass ain't safe either. Y'all need to stop living in this fucking fantasy world. We are living in a third world country. If you don't think that this is a third world country where ICE agents illegally search and seizure for illegal immigrants, illegal search and seizure, and on American soil, due to the Insurrection Act. I want you guys to Google the Insurrection Act, and I want you to read it for yourselves. It basically states that no government, no Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, even National Guard are not allowed on American soil. Where the hell did that thing go? Right there.
And the other black male. The value appropriated to each of their lives couldn't be more different. National media elevated one death, that of Miss Good, and minimized the other. As we look at the incidents and we just consider how they've been handled, it also shows the great need for more black media, more black independent media, more black owned media. The griot, the root.
He ain't. Black people just need to mind their own business. Well, he was minding his own business. Look where it got him.
Roland Martin's Black Star Network, the bigger black-owned media, it's not enough. We need more. And we need to support black-owned independent media because they just don't tell our stories. The people who are making the decisions simply don't tell our stories because we should have known about this. How could this happen over 10 days ago? Mr. Keith Porter Jr.'s death, how could that happen and we not know about it? Why didn't it absolutely flood the media? And I'd be searching, I'd be looking for those kinds of stories to tell. And yet I had heard nothing about it. Not anything, just crickets. Now, as I look at this, some people are going to say, stop making this a race issue. My response is, anyone who says that foolishness is dishonest and is just a fool.
Thank you.
Why? Because white America has, from America's inception, made everything in America about race. So I'm not making it about race. Race is already in the fabric of the country. How can you conclude anything else? We're talking about a country that enslaved Black people for 250 years.
And yet, in 2026, we are talking about a liberation of people getting deported at a place where they had never been to. You even have military people getting deported. Military people, the ones who serve the United States of America, they're getting deported. Asians are getting deported. Puerto Ricans are getting Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, whatever you call them, motherfuckers. They're getting deported. But you serve the United States of America. You are stamped and approved by Uncle Sam himself. But yet, your reward is get on this bus so we can deport your punk ass up out of here. And conservatives are eating it up. He go back, and if he wants to come back here, he has to go through the proper channels. But yet, you white folks are here illegally too. You stole an entire country. Duh. This is not your country either. You stolen, pillage, plunder, chopped off wood. I don't want to say the D word. Chopped off wood. Well, let me say manhood. Chopped off our manhoods, took away our names, took away our languages, took away our rights as a human being on this earth. And you expect us to be cooperative. And we're supposed, and on top of that, supposed to be scared of what you do. Some people are literally willing to die because of your ignorance. Some people are willing to go that route. But then these conservatives say, you need to stay out of it. You need to stay out of it. You need to stay out of it. You need to stay out of it.
And genocide other non-white people to take the land and Jim Crow and all the works. So these people running around saying America's not racist, there's so much evidence of America's systemic racism. Anyone who says that should be soundly and roundly condemned because they're being dishonest, they're being foolish. All right, so let's get into a little bit of the specifics. Both of these deaths are tragic. Truth of the matter is, neither one of their lives is more valuable than the other. They both were created in God's image. But that is not the way things operate here in America. On December 31, 2025, an off-duty ICE agent shot and killed Keith Porter Jr. in Northridge, Los Angeles, or Northridge, California. I'm not from that state, don't know much about it, but apparently I believe is in LA County, but it's not LA. It's one of the surrounding areas, if you will. That was December 31st. On January 7th, 2026, an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis during a federal operation. All right, we've seen video after video after video after video about her death. Apparently, there is no video regarding Mr. Porter's death.
All right, just wanted to remind you that this world has completely gone back to Jim Crow. This United States of America has completely lost its damn mind. It has completely lost its damn mind. So I apparently have no, as a black man, because technically, this was a white on white crime, wasn't it not? I mean, needless to say, the woman got out of her driveway. One of the ICE agents were there. Let me see, I think. All right. One of the ICE agents were there. I finally got it on there, Kevin. Just join the stream. I got the link in the description. If you just go ahead and click the link, any link that you see, if you're on here, and I'm pointing straight at you, go ahead and click the link below. So she backs out of her driveway. They said that she was blocking what they were doing. Obviously, they didn't know what the hell they're doing, because they had over 47 days of training or some shit. But anyway, one agent she was particularly talking to, and while that's going on, he attempts to tell her to flee, to leave. Two other agents come in a truck, get out the truck. One runs up to the vehicle and opens up the door and tries to open up the door. She's afraid for her life. There is an agent in the front of the car with his hand in his holster already. She backs up while the guy was still trying to jar the door open. She proceeds to move forward, turns the car at a different angle, tries to take off, but before she could take off, she already has one bullet in her head due to the cop being there. Due to the cop already being, or the agent, because they're not cops, they're just agents. Link isn't working. All right, then don't worry about it. If the link isn't working, don't worry about it. Hey, Bridge, how are you? Bridge? It's you, friend. Oh, anyway. So of course the car slams into another car. The ambulance come by. They can't even get through the shit because there's a whole bunch of cars blocking the fairway where they're supposed to go and get the dead body. And all of this for what? Now, I've argued this. A friend of mine has argued this. We agree to disagree. We just know what's coming. And we're not shocked. We're not shocked at all. Shouts out to Auntie. Keep doing your thing, bro. You know I love you, but you're dead wrong. And the other person is dead wrong. Where were the cops? The cops weren't being needed. You know why? Because Donald Trump himself thinks that the cops are incompetent and don't do their job. So he would rather release hell on earth than having the patrolmen who legally have to are legally protecting and serving. Have to protect and serve. They have to protect and serve. I don't want to hear shit about Obama. I don't want to hear shit about Obama. I don't want to hear shit about... See, this is how blatantly racist this country is. Or should I say prejudice? Because anybody can be racist. White folks are straight prejudice. The prejudiceness in this country, the overall bullshit that happens in this country every single day, what white folks get away with. And now you got these black conservatives, and they are the worst. They are the extreme worst. And I hope they get what they deserve. I really do. Maybe they need to be taught a lesson. Not like the way the thing that happened, but they need to have something happen to them to let them know that, guess what? They don't like your ass either. So I don't even know why you even trending that way. I don't even know why. It's ridiculous. But here is a Jasmine Crockett here. Let me see.
As you can see, there was nothing. There was crickets. None of y'all said anything. And now you want to cry? As much as this lady talks about white people and racism, you're crying for a white woman now, huh? Because she's on your side. Because she's standing up for what you believe in. You didn't cry for none of these white, Latino, and black women who lost their lives because of the issue you created. Yeah, okay. Smallest violin in the world.
I'll have to play that again.
She was shot in her head and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay.
We targeted people of color. And so it is unfortunate that even our colleagues could not see how harmful his rhetoric was, specifically to us.
Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity? I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us.
Give her an award. That was good. That was good. So it took for a lady who got who got something she could have prevented for y'all to cry. Are you serious? Where was the tears at for these women? What happened? Where was the tears at for these young girls who lost their lives? Nothing? No, y'all just ignored it the entire time. And this is where we are right now. And you know what's so crazy is that nobody is talking about the fact that that woman who lost her life would still be here had we not had open borders. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Had we not discovered that we were being robbed of billions of dollars by not only like illegal people who weren't even American citizens, but government officials, we would not have to worry about ICE being in people's neighborhoods. We would not have to worry about people taking money to cause problems for these agents, being hurt or worse. As you can see, there was nothing. There was crickets. None of y'all said anything. And now you want to cry? As much as this lady talks about white people and racism, you're crying for a white woman now, huh? Because she's on your side. Because she's standing up for what you believe in. You didn't cry for none of these white, Latino, and black women who lost their lives because of the issue you created. Yeah, okay. Smallest violin in the world.
She was shot in her head and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you?
Now, I do remember the day that Charlie Kirk got killed. I do remember that day, and it was a tragic day. But I also remember going backwards. Now, true, just before I go into my rant, did anybody remember Charlie Kirk then? Did anybody know who Charlie Kirk was? Did anybody know what he represented or what he stood for? Or what he was some type of political figure, or he was a activist or something? No one knew. It's the same way that no one knew about Nipsey Hussle. I'm just keeping it real. No one knew about Nipsey Hussle. No one knew about anything. But it doesn't take but one or two clips to show how much of a racist bigot Charlie Kirk was, and how his wife, Erica Kirk, is just as a bigot as he is. Just as a bigot. When you say Martin Luther King shouldn't even have a statue, that's a violation. When you say that black people, paraphrasing, shouldn't be, hopefully they're qualified, quote unquote, qualified to fly me around the countryside. I go, huh? What? I mean, fuck all the other extra shit. When you specifically go after our leaders, it's a problem for me. It is a very large problem with me. And then after he got shot, not terminated, not executed, the man got shot. Somehow, white folks tend to turn their noses up at us as if we had something to do with the assassination. We didn't have nothing to do with that crap. If you ask me, why don't you blame it on the other whites? I can't say their name because YouTube is super sensitive. Let's just say it's the Jays. Since we want to do that, since people do that LBGT, that letter. In this one, it has something to do with nationality. You know, the Jays, if you will, that own and control this country. The people from Israel, pretty much. The people from Israel. So, yeah, we do remember Charlie Kirk, and we also remember how January 6th, how mostly white folks, 90% of white people were storming the Capitol because we're feeling like we're losing the country. We're losing the country. Now they got somebody to lean on now. They truly have somebody to lean on. And they also have somebody to write complaints about a school, not a school, a daycare center being owned and controlled by what do you call them? Not salamis. I go with some salamis in my head. The people from Venezuelans, the Venezuelans, owned by Venezuelans. Actually, it was owned by a Venezuelan and a black man. And you got this white boy coming up there where they were and trying to look in the facility. Now, you know daycares run from 8 to 2 or 8 to 3 or how late they run. And once 8 o'clock hits, the doors are what? Locked. He's calling ICE and saying, rate this shit. I can't get in. It's not fair. Like, do you have an appointment? I should be able to see. Well, you're not working. And white people just eat this up like candy. You're not working. They're not working. They're wasting government money. They are just wasting government money. How? CNN did a live stream, and all they did was look in that facility, and all they saw was kids coming in and out, in and out, in and out. White people are the worst. Let's go into another. Let's see. I don't want to do this one yet. I don't want to do this one. Let me do this one. Aha. Aha. I found it. Aha. Ha. Ha. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Am I right or am I wrong? Bridge, Lisa, am I wrong for thinking the way that I think, that this place is so damn prejudiced now? Because they feared for so long under the Biden era, and Biden is just as much as a prejudice, just as much as a racist as anything. You know, in the Biden era, they couldn't say what they wanted to say. They couldn't do what they wanted to do under this regime. But now under the Trump regime, oh, yay, we can show our faces. It's criminal. It is definitely criminal. But I ain't mad at you. I am not mad at you feeling the way that you feel, white people. I'm not mad at that. I just ask one thing. Be honest. All the way. Just like some dude today was on Dean Withers' show. He said, oh, why can't these companies and why can't these schools just be just plain white? White. I was like, don't you own and control white schools in this country? But there's too many black and brown and Asian people. Why do the Asians have to? And he just kept moving the goalposts. I mean, it's just crazy work. I don't understand it.
For how the federal government can support state and local communities.
Committee, she's the only one in the cabinet who has not appeared in the House yet. And so I was told that's out of order. Before the break, you said that she'd be coming in January at a previous hearing, and now she's coming in February, which is fine. So I printed out the calendar of February, and I just figured, like, while we're here, we could just get it on our calendar. So
February 11th.
she's coming the 11th.
That's my understanding.
Perfect. Excellent. The 11th. Perfect. So, by the way, since you're on a roll, should I print out the other months so we can know when Noam is coming as well? Because the Homeland Security Secretary has always come at least once in front of Judiciary a term. So she's not going to come in February.
If you're not Muslim, fast forward. If you're not Muslim, or if you are not white, if you are Muslim, you need to be white Muslims. You need to be this. You need to be that. You need to be this. You need to be that. You need to be pure Christian white. How many of y'all seen Higher Learning. How many of y'all seen Higher Learning? And shouts out to Michael Rappaport, even though he's a bit of an ass right now. Michael Rappaport played a great role, which in my mind, he really plays that role in real life, except for the KKK part. But anyway, that movie and his role, not saying that he probably would play it today or he would act on it today, but please believe me when I say he would not be the first if he did, and surely he will not be the last. We have people now in this country believe it, don't want to believe it. You know, you don't want to listen to it. You're going to argue over it. You're going to pivot from it, run from it, whatever. The fact of the matter, y'all, white folks I'm trying not to cuss. White folks continue to crash out because of the simple fact that they just don't want Democrats around. And Democrats should just leave this country. Democrats should just not exist anymore. That only means black folks should not exist because black folks vote more liberal than anything. But now you got a little twist. You got more black conservatives. Now, in my opinion, I can be wrong right now because, like I said, they're looking for something in return. The cost is the payoff, the reward is there, but the cost. What about the cost? What do I mean? We-On-Loc about the cost? Isn't ICE isn't the U.S. Army in Greenland right now? If the U.S. Army is in Greenland right now as we speak, and he starts to take over, or if he's not negotiating, I'm talking about Trump, if he's not negotiating anything, if he's not setting out contracts, that he is going to start fucking up shit. He needs Greenland for security. Let's not play this game. I don't care who's in Greenland. They shouldn't even be. No military force should be nowhere near Greenland. No military force. Because you are going to start World War III. You are going to literally, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? I really want to say the things I want to say. But let's continue.
Down. And I'm curious to know if you can answer just a couple of questions for me. Who currently controls the Senate? Who currently controls the Senate? Answer the question.
The Republican.
Thank you. Who currently controls the House?
The Republican.
So if there is...
Is this the same test that the president gets when he does the...
I think it is. I think it is. The one that he claims that he actually passes. But nevertheless, so if the government shuts down again, would it be on the Democrats or the Republicans?
The people in charge, the Republicans.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just thought that my math wasn't mathing. And then the last thing that I have for you, actually, Mr. Chairman, is there any reason that we can't the Attorney General to come in before your January 31 deadline? Because it almost sounds like y'all are projecting that y'all are about to shut the government down, and then you will go ahead and use the excuse that we were shut down and so she couldn't get in.
We're scheduled for the 11th. She'll be here the 11th.
Oh, okay. I'll yield.
She's so pretty, ain't she? She's so pretty. She's so pretty. Let's see. Now, this is what grind my gears. And it just lets me know that white folks just don't care.
Well over 1,000 people in court as relates to criminal defense cases. And so this is something that I know a little bit about, and I don't know if y'all truly understand what it is that you put into writing, which is why we shouldn't just do knee-jerk things, and we should be very thoughtful as we are crafting legislation. So some of you may or may not.
Oh, wrong one. I will get to that. The one that she was actually crying and people were saying, oh, the crocodile tears. Oh, the crocodile tears. Play little violin. I don't know what's worse. Hearing white people talk shit or having a black conservative saying that Donald Trump is one of the best presidents of the. That's the hardest one. That is the hardest one. Let me see how many people are in attendance. Ah, damn it. Let's see. I need someone to speak to. Does anybody want to speak? I need somebody to speak. My dear, come to the chat. Come up. Come. Anyway, that is one of the worst things. Going back to what I said, I think one of the worst things is black conservatives believe that Donald Trump is one of the best presidents that they have ever had in their entire lives, because they honestly think, well, hey, I got time. Come up, child, and express yourself. You know how I love to hear you talk. Plus, this is a marathon. We're all upset. We are all upset. Liberals, we are just all upset at some shit. Go ahead and express yourself, babe. What's going on? Oops. I think that.
Hey, sweetie, the locks have gotten really long. They look good.
Oh, thank you, babe. Thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, you look good. You look good.
Oh, thank you.
I went on Sunnet, and I like Sunnet. I was on Sunnet. Well, I wasn't on his platform, but he had some woman over there. Anyway, I'll tell you about that later. Let's talk about this. What do you want to talk about?
Did you, obviously, you were over Ants earlier today, right?
Oh, yeah. I visited a lot of people today. Yes.
Okay. Here's the thing that we will always agree to disagree. Number one, conservatives, along with, right-wing news media, always likes to spin things time and time again. What happened to that woman was very, very tragic. But yet you have a president and you have a secretary making light of the fact that she got shot in the freaking head. And the thing what I said was, put either yourself, your loved ones, your mother, your sister, put them in the same position. Put them in that seat. We'd be raging all day long, would we not?
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, what you're saying. I agree with you saying. It was tragic, and I 100% agree with you.
Okay, but it seems like there's a but coming in. Don't do this. Please don't do this. Hold on. Let me take this down. All right, so yeah, you were borging a little bit, but go ahead. What you were saying? God damn it!
Let me check my stuff and then I can come back.
No, you're fine now. You're fine. Just go. Just go. We just.
I can leave. Okay. I was just saying that these police officers and the ICE, they need proper training. They don't have proper training. They're hyperactive. They're quick to draw their weapons in the public. First of all, it was wrong for the simple fact that bullet over the place. It wasn't secure enough to draw your weapon, and it just wasn't necessary to draw that weapon. Let's just say, what it was spontaneous. He was scared and he just popped off some rounds, but that's dangerous. And like I'm saying, they need proper training. If being into the windshield where you could clearly take someone's life. So, and then, like I said, bullet has no names. There were people standing all around. It was just very unprofessional. And the police need training. I'm telling you, look at that woman who was, she had a mental issue, and the police shot her in her kitchen, and she, saying that he feared for her life. These police officers do not know what the hell they're doing. They have no idea how to deal with the public. That's what I think.
George Floyd had fentanyl in his system. George Floyd had a fake $20 bill. George Floyd wouldn't cooperate with the police. That's a lie. Even if all those things were true, I'm just saying, even if all those things were true, did it permit you to put your knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds?
Yeah, pretty much 9 minutes. I was watching the news and they were talking about that. And We-On-Loc, they need training. They need training on dealing with people with medical issues. That's not even a medical issue. You're stopping somebody's airway. I mean, that's flat out attempted murder. I mean, that's really what it is. So they need training. I'm just saying they do. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh, they got the training. They got the training, 47 days of it. That's one of the reasons why they didn't know. That's one of the reasons why they didn't know what they were doing in the first place. One cop, or government, they're not cops, but they work for the government. One government agent goes around, talks with the woman. They exchange words. He tells her to go. Then you see everybody crossing her. You're just letting them go by. Then you see the truck with the 2 ICE agents. What did the ICE agent driving the truck do? He went to the car door, told the woman to get out the car, was yanking on the car door. She was afraid for her life. She backed up, and then who did you see? Another agent in front. There is a law stating, and I have the book if you would like me to go get it and read it. There is a law stating that no peace officer, police officer, security officer should be in the front or in the back vehicle because that is a hazard. You are not supposed to be in the front. Usually when you get pulled over, you'll see a cop on the what? On the side of the car. You got the left side and the right side. Am I lying?
No, that's true. It did seem like he was trying to get out the way, and she shifted, and it looked like she shifted the car in a different position. I don't. No. When you are,
I
don't know all the facts.
Well, I'm gonna tell you because there were two angles. There were two videos with two angles. I don't agree with. God dang it, I forgot his name, but I'll think of his name in a minute. The former cop that was here, we had a discussion, right, about the whole Carmelo Anthony thing. Nathan Daly. Nathan Daly is a former cop. He said that the police agent got ran over by the lady that was in the car. If that was the case, Mahogany, why did he get up and run so fast? I don't know any agent that will run that goddamn fast to the car. Any agent who would run that goddamn fast to the fucking car and scave the fuck up out of there has to. Oh, he was hurt. His knee was hurt and he needed surgery on his knee. Could it be for the simple fact that he was already limping due to 6 months ago, according to JD Vance and his bullshit? Ain't it the same JD Vance that's married to an Indian? Oh, an immigrant. See, people pick and choose. People often pick and choose, and this is where this country is. So I don't know. It's like, what do you do? What the fuck do you do? That's the only thing that's the only thing that I'm pissed off about. I'm not necessarily pissed off at these white people. I'm not pissed at them at all because I expect the unexpected. It's these conservatives, these black conservatives, just grind my freaking nerve to the point is like, what do you expect out of Trump? Oh, I know what you expect out of Trump.
Right.
I know what you expect out of Trump. You expect reparations. Oh, no. He can't give you reparations and he's not going to give you reparations. He's going to give you $5,000. Oh, wait, where that $5,000 at? Where the $5,000 at? And how was you going to pay for it? You were going to pay for it through the tariffs, right? You were going to pay for it through the tariffs? Oh, you were going to pay for it. You were going to pay for it through the oil that was stolen because you stole it. You didn't. You just take it. You stole it from Venezuela. And now I know I'm going back. I'm going all over the place, but I'm telling you, and I'm telling everybody else what's happening today, or what happened today. JD Vance proposed that ICE agents go door to door. Did you hear about that?
No, I'm actually just catching up on everything. So please educate me. I'm listening.
Okay. JD Vance proposed that ICE agents go door to door and seeing if illegal immigrants are in this country because they didn't get the full brink of illegal immigrants yet. They already got like more than like 200,000 away from the United States. They're coming for more. Now you may not have heard what happened in Chicago, where a black family at random was dragged out of their apartment, butt-ass naked with no clothes on, including the children, asking if they are legals in this country. He can't do that. Yes, he can.
Are you serious?
Look it up. I could play the clip.
Wow. I didn't hear about. Oh.
I could play the clip if you like. I could play the clip if you like. Because the one thing we carry around here is receipts. Facts over feelings, right? And even in this live chat, he's lying. He's lying. Okay. All right. All right. Nice.
No, but I want to say, go ahead and get it, We-On-Loc. But what I'm saying is, you're absolutely right. When people can't expect for some people to be mistreated, when things like this are going on, civil injustice and stuff, we're all at risk. And that's what people don't understand. And that's what white folks have not understood for a long time, is because they thought, oh, well, these police officers are just abusing and harassing these Black people. But look what's happening now. It's knocking on their door. And so, I agree with you. It was a sad, regardless, anyone losing their life is just a sad thing. I'm not happy about that, but this is a wake-up call for all Americans to realize that they're not safe and their liberties are at stake. I'm so sorry to hear about that, about them pulling people out of their house naked.
Yeah.
I mean,
I expect the worst. We're not done yet. We're just not done yet.
and see, that's what I'm talking about, the training. So even in the military, when you're dealing with captives and things like that, there's a nudity clause, indecency clause, and it's like you're supposed to, whether it's law enforcement, it doesn't matter, you're supposed to give them some type of covering when you're taking them out into the public.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to drape something over them or something. It's if you don't do that, that's lack of humanity. When did this happen?
When did this happen? I would say.
Yeah, I'm just hearing.
I would say close to somewhere around 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh my God! Well, I haven't. I'm so sorry, Will. I haven't been.
Remember, or I don't know if you know, ICE agents were in LA, where me and my family were. Chicago, Portland, and Baltimore.
Okay.
They were pretty much. There's one thing I will admit Trump wasn't lying about. He wasn't lying that he was going to build that border. And he was going to close that border. Now, the only thing that he forgotten about is putting those illegal immigrants, which I don't think they were illegals. In the 14th Amendment, there's such thing as a 14th Amendment. And the 14th Amendment states, through natural or let's look it up. Let's look up the 14th Amendment. It'll be real quick. 14th Amendment. What the 14th Amendment states. 14th Amendment ratifies 1868. So, 1868 is a pivotal part of the U.S. Constitution that guarantees citizenship and equal protection under the law, specifically shaping civil rights in America. In other words, if you step your foot into soil, you have rights under the law. You have a right to due process. And you also have a right to have a representative. So when they say there's illegal immigrants are ruining this country, no, actually, illegal immigrants actually make this country great financially, economically. Because all they do is they come here and they build from the ground up and they have businesses and they thrive. But white folks tend to have, their little gripes or whatever, because basically they're losing money and they're losing faith and they're losing this and they're, just dying off in the country. I'm so sorry, white folks, you are fucking dying. And then all of a sudden, Donald Trump, it ends up the face of the United States of America, and you end up dumping off immigrants in different countries. And you say, if they want to come back, they got to go through the proper channels. And just 2 days ago, going back to Minnesota when that woman got shot, she was considered a race traitor. She was also considered, I'm surprised Ann didn't tell you, she was also considered an immigrant. She was not an immigrant. She was a full-blown white American. But all I'm telling y'all just to be careful, because it can be us at any time. Oh, I almost forgot. It was us because a brother ended up getting killed. Go ahead, girl. I'm done.
No, sweetie, you're fine. I'm just listening. I haven't been keeping up with the politics the way you have. Me and my son just talked about it tonight. He's been in school, so I'm a little, typically I do watch the news, but I really haven't been keeping up with it. I've been learning about it through YouTube, actually, everybody talking about it. So, no, I'm just listening to you. I'll probably just get back in the chat and continue to listen. Just good seeing you. I'm enjoying the content like I always do, sitting down, listening to you teach, honey. I miss you, but I know you're.
But you said you had something on your mind. What's on your mind, sis?
Oh, Sonetta did a show, and he had this woman, this Black lady on there, and of course she's trying to follow a lot of these people. I realize that a lot of these people, just like Princella, a lot of these people are shock jocks. You got men and women that are shock jocks, meaning they'll say anything for clicks and views. And he had this woman, if you get a chance, it's Black News, I think 101 or something like that. But he had, if you want to, I'll share it on my community tab. But he had a African-American woman. She says she's a PhD. She wrote some crappy book, basically saying it is your fault, basically telling Black women, she says that Black women are the most ugly women in the United States, that we're whores, and that we need to let our men have multiple women. Black women she's trying to be like Shahrazad Ali, but she's not even intellectual. Like she is no way on the level of Shahrazad Ali, but it's like she's trying to do that clickbait type of stuff. So I was just frustrated.
Damn, they're still doing this bullshit in 2020.
Yeah, Bridget asked, do you mind just? Well, I don't want to interrupt your live, but if you can, you should review it. It's a mess, child. It's a whole mess. I don't know if Sonetta will review it, so never mind.
Send in the link. I'll
send you the link?
Sometime. Yes, I'll review it sometime.
Okay. Okay, give me a sec. I'm going to try and find it.
I'll definitely review it. In the meantime, in between time, it's back to our queen to be, the Senate of the United States of America. When we go to Texas and we vote her royal fire.
Not know that both Texas and Tennessee are pursuing constitutional amendments to allow judges to deny bail for more violent crimes, moving beyond current limits where bail can often only be denied for capital offenses, kind of like what that ICE officer committed, because usually when you execute somebody that way, you could be charged with a capital offense. And so in a state like Texas, it is already a situation where that kind of officer, should be soon to be defendant, would actually then go in before a judge. That judge would arraign him, and then that judge would make an assessment. And just because you're charged with capital murder doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be denied bail, but that is such a serious offense and serious accusation, that constitutionally it is one that has been historically justified as a means to hold someone without bail. And the reason that we don't hold people without bail is because we have this little nasty thing called the Constitution. And in that Constitution, it says that there is a presumption of innocence. And sometimes what happens is people are innocent. I mean, we know that y'all may not have y'all's current president. If he was incarcerated for his crimes and never got bail, he may have just been sitting there for a long time. But we know that he didn't have to really go and spend any time in jail when he got arrested for crimes in 4 different jurisdictions, both state and federal. But nevertheless, so what we do is to make sure that a defendant is cloaked within that, we have a balancing act, because everything about the Constitution is about balance. And so if somebody has a long history where they have gone out, committed violent offenses over and over and over, then a judge has that information in front of them. And mind you, the best person to decide what you will do as it relates to bail is a judge, because the judge is able to judge every single situation and determine whether or not someone is going to be a threat to the community, because that's what it's actually supposed to be about. Bail is not supposed to be punishment. Punishment is supposed to come after the fact. Bail is supposed to be to assure that someone actually shows back up. So if they have a history of fleeing, that is something that a judge takes into consideration. If they have a long criminal history, that's something they take into consideration. If they are facing a significant amount of time, which is why when someone is accused of a capital offense, such as this ICE officer who should be facing significant crimes, then they look at the fact that maybe like in a state like Texas, if you are facing a capital offense, you are facing death or life without possibility of parole. And so when you are balancing this, you have the ability to judge the credibility of the witnesses that are going to come before you and testify about why that person may or may not be a threat to the community. You have the ability to make these assessments. For us to take away tools does not make sense, because we don't know every individual situation. You are taking power away from the judiciary. And so I think that that's also problematic. But let me continue on.
Real quick, I'm just going to save you a lick of headache. That officer, that officer is not going to be charged. Sorry. So sorry.
You know, and hey, We-On-Loc, hey, sweetie.
Sorry.
He's back.
I was going to say real quick, the officer, he's not going to get charged. He's not going to get charged. You know how I know? Because of the regime that we're in. Under this administration, under the Trump administration, he is not going to get charged. Even for murder, he's not going to get charged. That whole George Floyd situation, he didn't go to jail willingly. Or did he go to jail? Oh, wait, he did go to jail. And finally, he got charged. But in this case, they are going to prove reasonable doubt that his life, quote unquote, was in danger, even though we've seen the camera footage dozens of times. And I challenge anybody to debate me on this one. Why would a woman with, people say, had a mental disorder fear for her life? And by the way, people don't give a damn if you have a mental disorder or not. Damn, she was supposed to send me the link. People don't give a damn if you have a mental disorder or not. They just don't care. they will blast your ass on site. I was going to ask her a question. But needless to say, I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. I'm worried. If I could be perfectly honest real quick, I'm worried about us more than I'm worried about anything or anyone. I am definitely worried about us. And then I want to answer this person's question real quick. Oh, okay. All right. I want to answer this person's question real quick. If I could find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this shit. Other than him just rambling and babbling on. I don't feel like looking for it. Needless to say, he's saying that I am obsessed with race. Is it me that's obsessed, or is it the right is obsessed? You're the ones complaining that there are not enough whites. There are not enough whites in this country. Right? There are not enough. There are more blacks and more Latinas and more Mexicans and more Asians than you all. This is in accordance with your boy, Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes stated that back then, back in the golden era, there were 85%, he said 90, there were 85% whites in the country, in the Americans, in the 13 colonies. %11 blacks, 4% Hispanics. Now that the world has emerged and continue to emerge, him and the wannabe Richard Spencer guy, I forgot, Jake Lane, if you remember Jake Lane, saying, he said these words verbatim, "Get the fuck out of our country. You don't belong in this country." I have a problem. I'm obsessed. This is the pot calling the kettle black. How can I be obsessed with something that our ancestors fought, bled, and died for? If anything, I should be upset. We were the ones with the suits and the suit and ties on, being polite to you white motherfuckers. Am I wrong? Am I playing it nerdy? Too busy deleting babies and what? Too busy making babies and deleting. You're. Wait a minute. Are you the president? Because I never heard you speak like this before. Or maybe I'm reading it wrong. Well, anyway. The wonder of life of me, I tell the truth. With facts. They see it however they want to fucking see it. So why is it on me to be obsessed when the right, you conservative or whoever you want to call yourselves, right-wingers or whoever, y'all the ones are complaining. You are no different from whenever time I go back to Lansing, Michigan, all those skinhead son of a bitches always scream and complain that they're losing the country. They're losing the country. They're losing the country. They're losing the country. How is it that you're losing something that you that perfectly we don't have because we don't own and control anything. Black folks do not own and control anything in this country. But yet I'm obsessed with color. And by the way, black and white are not colors. But let me not tell you that. Let me not tell you that. It'll be a shocker. It'll be a shocker if Jasmine, let me not say Jasmine, if Kamala Harris, right, an East Indian, took over the White House. It'll be a trip to y'all if she absolutely, positively took over the White House. And there I did say I was going to vote for her. If she were to run, which she did say she was going to run again, I'm going to vote for her. Just to see the look on your face. I just want to see that look on your face when she wins. Because I don't know if Gavin Newsom is going to win. I don't know.
Reason that I say that I don't think that y'all thought this out very well is because what is the meaning of substantially limits cash bail? Because when Texas and Tennessee decided to go in, they decided to limit how many people could actually get cash bail. They have decided that they want to deny even more people cash bail. So you may end up cutting off funds to Texas as well as Tennessee because they literally are in the process of changing the Constitution to actually limit how many people qualify. So you may want to go back and read your language, or it's okay if Texas doesn't get the money because, we got a surplus. So anyway, I will yield my time.
Dylan.
How many of you think I should interview Jasmine Crockett? How many of you think I should interview? It would be one of the smoothest, most frightening interviews. Oh my goodness. It'll be exciting if it ever were to take place. It is a 99.0% chance that I'm ever going to interview this lady because she's so busy. She's so busy but she is very, very entertaining. She is entertaining to say the least. Now, I love her stance. I love her stance. I love everything about her, except for that LGBTQ shit. Well, that's one of the lesser evils. And I just love everything about her. I do. I really, really do. But let me get back. And Mahogany, I hope you stick around because we do need to catch up. We do need to catch up. I have a couple of things on the brain that I wanted to talk to you about, but I'm not going to let that distract me. You're good, boo. You're good. Next. What we got here? Oh, I guess nobody likes Christy Knowles. Jeez, what's going on here with Mrs. Christy Knowles? The same chick that called that white woman, Mrs. Good, a terrorist. Y'all are good to look up somebody's information all over the internet. Y'all love stalking y'all prey. Y'all love doing that type of shit. Like, damn, can this lady die in peace? Can this lady die with some dignity? I mean, I know you hate yourselves, but Jesus Christ. This is crazy work.
His service to our country.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for your service to our country.
Now, what possible explanation can there be for locking up his wife for 4 months when she has committed no crime other than writing a couple of bad checks for $80?
Sir, it is not my prerogative, my latitude, or my job to pick and choose which laws in this country get enforced.
You have broad discretion as the secretary. You can
follow
issue
the law.
parole. You can do all kinds of things, but you're choosing not to. Will you commit again to just reviewing Donna's case and reuniting this combat veteran with his beloved wife, who also loves this country?
I will review the case.
Now, Madam Secretary, you've already heard the story of Lance Corporal Alejandro Barranco, the United States Marine veteran who is behind you, who also has 2 brothers who are United States Marines. Will you thank Lance Corporal Barranco for his service?
Thank you for your service.
His father, Narcisco Barranco, is a landscaper in California who has lived peacefully in our country for 30 years and has no criminal record. Last spring, while he was mowing the lawn at an IHOP, ICE agents tackled him in the street and imprisoned him for weeks. A peaceful, hard-working man who raised 3 sons to be United States Marines. We need men of that character in this country. Again, as Secretary, you have broad discretion. Will you consider Lance Corporal Barranco's father for parole in place to stay in our country, owing to the fact that he has contributed to our country by raising 3 United States Marines?
This is an opportunity to remind everybody that every person that's in this country illegally has an opportunity to voluntarily go home and come back the right way.
He raised 3 United States Marines.
We will facilitate that.
He has been living here peacefully, doing his job for 30 years. You have discretion. You are choosing not to use it. Madam Secretary, you promised America that you would go after the worst of the worst. But these people are not the worst of the worst. A Purple Heart recipient, a military spouse, the father of 3 Marines. And it's not just veterans and military families. You are locking up and deporting children with cancer, mothers with babies in the NICU, United States citizens. There are many problems with your leadership, but the biggest problem is this. You don't seem to know how to tell the difference between the good guys and the bad guys. Go after the bad guys. Go after the terrorists.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Glasstein, will you tell me the organizations that pose on the domestic side, 2 of the organizations, number 1, number 2, threat to the homeland at this point?
Can you please clarify, like, organization?
Like I said, y'all ain't no care in the world. I'm just looking at the chat, and it's just totally crazy. Y'all love to pick and choose. Why can't y'all just say it? And just say it with your chest and just say, you want white America back. Just say it. Just say it. I mean, these have the balls to admit it as much. I mean, Nick Fuentes, I give him more credit than y'all. I give him way more fucking credit. Y'all just pieces of trash. The ones I throw out in my dumpster every day. Y'all are pieces of trash. At least he can admit, and I have to give him more credit. And sad to say, I have to give Donald Trump credit because he expresses it every single day. Every single day. You bums here just, it's not about race. Why is this about race? Why is this minute about? It's not about race. Then what is it about then? You're complaining about illegal immigrants. You're complaining about black folks. You're complaining that you can't say the N-word around us. Why is it we get to say it, but y'all can't get to say it? Remember that? Remember that? Remember all them times you said, y'all can say the N-word, but we can't. Why can't y'all find a job? Why is it y'all on food stamps? Why can't y'all go to work? Why can't y'all do this? And why can't y'all do that? But the moment he fires Marjorie Taylor Greene and calls her a traitor, some of y'all are ready to jump ship. No. Stay over there. At least Donald Trump and Nick Fuentes are honest. At least they're honest. I don't want nobody lying to me. Just be honest. Can't y'all just be honest? Be honest citizens. Be honest. You don't, okay, I don't want to hear shit about the LGBTQ, HIV community. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear about Trump or Biden. I don't want to hear about Obama. Well, let's talk about Obama. You didn't want Obama in office in the first place. Say that I'm lying. I'm lying. You didn't want Obama there in the first place. He talks so well. He dresses so smooth. He talks so well. Look at his wife. Look at his children. He has the perfect family, the perfect outline for this country. None but a nigger. Y'all do not care. Donald Trump, grab him by the coochie. May I say that again? Donald Trump, grab the woman by the coochie. Oh, I like him. Make him president. I just want to say, he did not become president all by himself. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Ooh, my bad. He did not become president all because you liked him or he sold you those ugly ass shoes, those ugly ass gold shoes, or the simple fact that, I mean, he made The Apprentice. A guy that can't even hold a business deal. The guy who has signed bad contracts. The guy who basically likes to sign over illegal immigrants, but is a family of it. He has an illegal immigrant family. He deports immigrants. Well, let me not talk about that because y'all super sensitive. Yeah, y'all remember those ugly ass gold shoes? I'd rather have the LeVar Balls. I'd rather buy the LeVar Balls than to buy. But even the LeVar Balls, I mean, they were straight, but you couldn't get them in on time. So I don't even want the balls. I don't even want them. I do not even want them. Why is this thing paused?
To go after criminals in our community and not people like my wife. If I can, I'd like to play a video for you. Then he also voted for President Trump.
Yes, sir.
Why did you vote for him?
Because I was an idiot. 80% of the evangelical Christian people were lied to, if you really want to know the truth, and that's exactly what happened. They said criminal, and I believe criminals need to be off the street.
I just want to make sure people watching this understand who you are.
My wife and I, when we don't work, we're ministers. We help the needy. That's what we do. And that's who they're arresting. It's
now we've got Mr. Jim Brown before you. He's standing up. Hopefully you can talk to him a little bit. These people, Donna accused Brown, are not the individuals that should be deported. Another case, Narciso Barranco was beaten and arrested by masked agents while working as a landscaper. He's an undocumented immigrant, 30 years in this country, not a traffic ticket. Mr. Barranco is also the father of 3 U.S. Marines. 3 Marines. You want to make a movie of people like this. A man who comes to this country, instills patriotism in his kids. They swear an oath to serve and possibly give up their life for this country. We play a video on this as well, please.
Masked federal agents were filmed pinning a man to the ground and repeatedly striking him in the head and neck before putting him in an unmarked car. The man in the video has been identified as Narciso Barranco and is the father of 2 active duty Marines and 1 Marine veteran. The Department of Homeland Security said an illegal alien was arrested by Border Patrol agents after he, quote, assaulted federal law enforcement, adding that Barranco, quote, swung a weed whacker directly at an agent's face. Video shared by DHS and reviewed by CNN shows Barranco running with the weed whacker, but does not show him striking officers.
Do y'all get the gesture of what's going on? I do, and I don't want to sway you the wrong way. So here's some advice from me for your protection. Know your law. If you get pulled over by the cops, know your law. Know what you're talking about before it even flies out of your mouth. And if you can't quote law sufficiently enough, don't say nothing. Wait till your lawyer arrives. Call your lawyer and tell them you need assistance. Don't do it. Don't use your car as a weapon. Who did he hit? Who did she hit? Because it wasn't any agents. Who did she hit? She didn't hit anyone. Anything about murder, he needs to go to jail for murder. Ooh, excuse me. He needs to go to jail for murder. Yep, I said it, and I'll say it again. He needs to go to jail for murder.
I didn't come to Congress to write laws or to do things that are hurting people. I'm just asking if there's any decency or heart or courage on that side of the aisle. The fact that a woman was killed, she was shot in her head, and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay. Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity? A child. A child has lost her mom. And y'all want to pretend that it is okay. I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us and sent us to Congress. You tell us things like, well, the immigrants are bad. And so we got to get all these bills because the immigrants are the ones that are causing the harm. They're bringing the crime. The mayor of Minneapolis told y'all to get the fuck out. Yet y'all are the ones, it is this administration that is bringing crime to their streets. That's what's happening.
It's the third incident where somebody has dropped an F-bomb in this committee, including a video.
I'm sorry.
Including a video that we had to watch earlier.
Are your
princess ears okay? Is it profanity?
But
The committee's
you're wrong
House of
about my
Representatives.
words
The
than
committee-
you are about the fact that a woman
Are you
is
House
dead.
of Representatives?
The gentlelady.
Are we
will
offending
suspend
your princess ears?
Are they that soft? All members
No,
will.
maybe some of the
suspend.
kids out there.
Mr. Chairman, it is the gentlelady's.
You're killing them.
Kids.
It is the gentlelady's time. Let's let her have her time. It is the gentlelady's time. Would you stop the clock for a moment? Okay, and
That was the quote.
I'll restore that. The chair will remind all members that the person controlling the time is not to be unreasonably interrupted. We would further admonish that whenever possible to express the full meaning of something, it be done so without an expletive that may be offensive to people here in the audience or those who watch this on television. I understand that a quote at times is essential, but I would admonish everyone that it has been the practice of this committee for the many years I've been here to use such things as F-bomb in order to get the message out without actually using the word. Notwithstanding that, the gentlelady will be recognized for this time plus an additional 20 seconds. The gentlelady may continue.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Long story short, we are sitting in judiciary and no one.
So you get on her, you interrupt what was important, what was stated for her cussing, basically. This is the part where I say that we pick and we choose. But since we want to be, and I'm getting sick and tired of hearing this too, we're a nation of laws, right? And we're also a sovereign nation. We're also a developing nation. Blah, 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 blah. We love each other, whether we're black and white or whatever. I don't see it. I don't fucking see it. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to have friends. You're going to have, lovers of each other. You're gonna marry somebody the opposite sex, black and white. You're friends with white people. I get all that. But do we not forget of the tragedies that have happened in past tense? I think we failed because we just want to get ahead. We want to escape what was. It's kind of funny. The wording of, I like this one. If you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And right now, you are repeating Jim Crow. You are repeating Jim Crow because as we speak, they're going into people's houses and they're snatching them out. They're snatching people out of their houses. They're snatching people out of their apartments. They're snatching people everywhere. You take light of it, right? You go about the fact that you weren't being treated fair, or you're wasting taxpayers' money. And don't get me wrong, and the aborting of the babies. You want to vote a Democrat, but they're voting. They vote for what was it? They're pro-choice. They're all of them over there are pro-choice. Not a lot of them are pro-choice. I'm both pro-choice and pro-life. Let me explain. I explained this to you a long time ago. I am not in favor of aborting a child unless beaten, incest, or I forgot the other one. If she is being great, that's another thing. So that's 3. Great, incest, beaten with an inch of her life, and she loses the baby. Great, beaten, incest. That's the only time a woman should abort a child. That's the only time. But people will be dumb enough to say if a woman is being great, they should keep a baby because it's still alive. Yes, but at the same time, why if I'm a woman, why would I live with the fact and the horrors of everyday horrors, the everyday nightmare, nothing to do with the child at all. But the simple fact that I have to look at this child and know who the baby father is, knowing who the baby father is, I would not blame her one bit. But if you're going around saying that, he don't show up for house meetings and all this other stuff, I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. I don't have nothing to do with that. If he doesn't show up, that's both of y'all. If he doesn't show up for his kids, that's both of y'all's fault. But what is this? But again, you like picking and choosing. One second. Let's see here. Attain. I think I did have it. Oh wait, I think I do. Like, boom. Dean Withers couldn't find this. It's right here. So y'all remember real quick.
The Trump administration says it is.
Because I did say I was going to be flipping back and forth. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I had to shut down the stream because it's getting on my nerves. I need to find out what's going on. But thank you for the support. But y'all remember this? Y'all remember this?
Is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify any alternate plans for families who will be affected. DHS and the FBI said they were surging resources to Minnesota to investigate what they called suspected fraud sites. This all comes in response to a viral video posted by a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered widespread fraud.
A MAGA content creator.
By Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations, but the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
However, the so-called evidence comes from a man who has posted anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley. Back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
You are going to say this is a left or right issue? But no, fraud is fraud. So I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds.
Did you come during their normal operating hours when you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day, later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside. There should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody to be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a daycare.
Be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
And so, okay, you bring up a fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years.
So because they won't let your punk ass in, you're going to close their business down by tattletaling to the government that, hey, they're wasting property company funds. Oh boy. We need to get Jasmine into that seat, y'all. We need to get Jasmine into the seat immediately. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, we need to get Jasmine into that seat. This is wild. Nick isn't. No, he is not smart. As a matter of fact, never mind.
One on that side of the aisle seems to care that this particular person, whose name we don't know at this point, became the judge, jury, and executioner. I don't know how you square that. And then we're sitting here literally in markup for a bail funds bill. When I first ran for office, it was in the midst of yet another lynching by law enforcement in Minneapolis. At that time, it was George Floyd. I remember working as a pro bono criminal defense attorney to help protesters that were being arrested. There were more than 600 protesters that were arrested in Dallas. There were churches that came together to make sure that there were bail funds. There were nonprofit organizations. And to explain how it works for bail, since we're in judiciary and we're writing the laws, and some people may not understand this, but those bail funds, those nonprofit organizations are not the ones that determine whether or not somebody gets bail. What they do is they help out poor people, which I know y'all are not interested in either. But they help out people that aren't rich and famous and have limitless amounts of money, like all of the Epstein defendants who somehow y'all can't find, even though y'all went and got Maduro, but helps out those people to be able to get out of jail. Many of those people that if they spend just a couple of days in jail will then be thrust into straight up poverty because they will lose everything. Why it is that you want to criminalize people such as churches that are trying to help the poor because they understand what the Bible says, and they don't just say that they understand it or say that they love Jesus, but they decide that they actually put it into works because faith without works is dead. That is wrong too. And I'm here to tell you that there's going to be a lot of nonprofit organizations that are going to step up in this moment because there are going to be protests around this entire country because of the state-sanctioned execution that we all saw unfold, unless there is some kind of justice that takes place and we get the name of that officer and that officer is prosecuted. So I ask that law enforcement, we have oversight over them. I am the oversight ranker. Let's go ahead. In fact, I make a motion that we have a hearing in the oversight subcommittee as it relates to this particular issue and what took place.
The gentlelady was not recognized for purposes of motions.
So they basically denied her. She said all that even though she's the oversighter. So what the fuck was the point? That's why I said we have to fully get her in position. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, the debate between Jasmine Crockett and James somebody, I don't want to butcher the brother's name. They are going to have a debate on the 21st of this month. They are going to have as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and boot that up for you so you can see for yourself. James Tellerico. James Tellerico. So her and James Tellerico are going to have a debate this month on the 21st. So the 21st will be next week on a Wednesday. Who do you think's going to win between Mr. Tallarico and Mrs. Crockett? I should have put a poll up. Who do you think's going to win between Jasmine and James? Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? Let's have to skip that. Who you think is going to take it? Who you think is going to take the reins? Oh.
I think this question has been posed for each of you, and we can start at the far end. Do you believe that all Somalis are engaged in fraud?
I do not, and I'd like
to... just yes or no. Next.
Of course not.
Oh, absolutely not. We have good Somali people in our state.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to make sure I level set because it seems like we want to continue to, especially as we just heard those particular articles entered into the record, we want to continue to just make it seem as if you are Somali, then somehow you are a fraudster. And this administration has decided that it wants a target on their backs. And so when my colleague, Ms. Randall, decided that she wanted to talk about the threats that are being made towards various Somali people, the reason she brought it up is because this particular side of the aisle has a tendency of, if one person does something bad, especially if they are an immigrant, then we are going to cast aside that entire community. So I wanted to level set, and I appreciate your honesty because that's something that we very rarely get from our colleagues on the other side of the aisle. In fact, if we want to talk about fraud, I got a lot of fraud that we're going to talk about because we're going to get into this, but I am very curious to hear. Let me ask you, Mr. Ballou, are you aware of allegations that $50,000 in taxpayer dollars have been given to someone that is currently sitting in this administration by the name of Tom Homan. Are you aware? Okay, that's a yes.
I am.
Okay. And last I checked, and correct me if I'm wrong if you have different information, but he was given that $50,000 in exchange for being able to provide contracts and kickbacks to people as soon as Trump was going to get into office. The DOJ was actually investigating this, but as soon as Trump got into office, last I checked, he actually said, go ahead and throw away that case.
So it was a Department of Justice investigation, and he accepted the money from an undercover FBI agent in cash.
Are you aware as to whether or not we ever got that $50,000 back?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Are you aware as to whether or not this committee has decided to investigate that?
I'm not.
Are you aware as to whether or not any committee in Congress has decided to investigate the fact that we know that he took $50,000 from an undercover officer, and yet we still don't have that money, nor does he have any charges?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's get into it. We're living through the most corrupt presidential administration in American history, a $300 million ballroom, a $230 million payout from the Department of Justice because the president got his feelings hurt because he had to be investigated for being a criminal. Hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars spent at Trump-owned properties around the country, Trump-branded wine being sold at the Coast Guard exchanges, American taxpayer dollars being spent on DHS propaganda ads on Truth Social, awarding federal contracts to corporations in exchange for campaign contributions. Kash Patel flew his girlfriend around the country on a multi-million-dollar jet that taxpayers paid for. Kristi Noem gave companies she's affiliated with hundreds of millions of tax dollars, then went out and spent another $200 million on 2 private jets for her travel. For 12 months, this administration has been taking billions of taxpayer dollars from American people and have been giving it away to their own companies in the form of tax cuts, government contracts, or other government funded subsidies. So Congress has a role in getting rid of fraud. I will admit that in any federally funded government program. However, I think the fraud that the American people are concerned about is that the Republicans are taking away Americans' health care so that ultra billionaires can get more tax cuts. The real fraud is the dehumanization and demonization of the working class Americans and immigrants to distract folks away from corporate socialism that's happening because of the Republicans. So this is truly the definition of throwing away the baby with the bathwater. The Republican philosophy is that if the cost of living for the average American increases, they're on their own. But if the cost of doing business increases for the wealthiest people on earth, well, then it's the government job to bail them out. But I want to get to my last question because, Mr. Ballou, I got to give you a chance. He's been issuing pardons for numerous people who have defrauded the American people. And Republicans on this committee, yeah, just as quiet as the room just got, right? So, Mr. Ballou, talk to me about how the Trump administration has welcomed fraud across government by purging DOJ attorneys and shuttering ethics office across the federal government.
Well, one of the things that's been a common theme in this discussion so far is potential government employee involvement in some of these schemes. That hasn't been proven yet, but it does seem to be alleged. The concern that I have is the office that would prosecute that in the Department of Justice, the Public Integrity Section, has been largely defunded and decimated.
Thank you so much. And my time has expired, but I do have some UC.
Okay. Nobody voted? Nobody voted suffer. Okay. Nobody voted suffer. Okay. So it's all a distraction. GOP covering it. Oh, I got some news. If you haven't heard it already, we already extended the Affordable Health Care Act. Already extended the Affordable Health Care Act. Did the House extend? Did the House extend? Trump and Senate signed it. Okay, hold on. Damn, I'm having a hard time spelling. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Extend. extend. Yes, the House passed it. Thank you. Thank you, fam. Thanks. Yes, they did extend it. Yes. So, Lisa, you can relax. Still need to go to the Senate and Trump. I wish you know what? Honestly, I wish November was here. I honestly wish November was here. Why? So it wouldn't even matter no more. Hold on a second. Woo! Sorry about that. Yeah, I know he'll veto it. He'll veto it like a little bitch. And it'll be like blah, 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 blah. But whatever. Let me see here. Let me see.
Courtesy of the command.
Now, y'all obviously remember. Yeah, that's Lisa's favorite one. Do y'all remember Jasmine getting attacked not once but twice by some maggots? I honestly wish I could catch him because I am a peace officer. If I could catch him, I wouldn't arrest him. I'll just take him someplace far away from here. And you'll never hear from him again. This woman needs protection.
Reveals white supremacists are threatening her and coming to her office. Put it up for a mass. Courtesy of the commander-in-chief, by the way, on Thursday, an individual reportedly appeared at Representative Jasmine Crockett's office making, quote, white supremacist threats and hand gestures. Let's call those gang signs. Here's Crockett's statement, quote, today, an individual showed up to my office, my DC office, and made white supremacist threats and hand gestures. Everyone is safe. And I want to thank Capitol Police for their swift response. But let me be crystal clear. This cannot become the norm. We're living in a time where political violence is being fueled from the very top. When the President of the United States spreads hate and lies, and then he targets his political opponents when he openly calls for the death of sitting members of Congress, he is putting a literal target on our backs. The president should be committed to unity, not more division. She goes on to say, quote, some folks have questioned why I need security. This is why. Every time I speak truth, stand up for my constituents, or call out corruption, the threats get louder, more dangerous. I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. I will continue to show up for the people of Texas' 30th Congressional District. But we cannot pretend that this is normal. When leaders promote hate, hate shows up sometimes right at our door. So Crockett's statement comes shortly after Donald Trump said nearly half a dozen Democratic lawmakers should be punished by death. He called it seditious behavior on social media in response to a video that encourages the military to follow the law. And by encouraging the military to follow the law, these Democrats reminded them that they have a duty, an obligation, not a choice, not an option, have his own conscience shocked. All right. Senator, is there a reason why Democrats and possibly the handful of Republicans that would support them, why do we not see a serious effort for impeachment, at least now?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Doc. I don't know if it's fear or they just believe that they don't have the juice. They have not been comporting themselves, in my opinion, since President Donald J. Trump has been sworn in the second time. When I say they, I mean the Congress has abdicated its authority through the executive branch from his swearing in all the way to this moment. So that is a very good question, Doc, as to why this Congress would not execute on impeachment of the president. But even before that, this president has been the victim of 2 assassination attempts. I don't know if I'm missing one, Doc, but people have tried to kill this man. He, of all people, should understand what that feels like, how rotten that is. It is almost unfathomable that he then would still continue to use violent-like rhetoric, knowing that there are certain people in this country and in the world who are wired to respond in the way that this man is talking about. I remember when he told him, stand back, stand by, stand by, stand back. You know, it was the same thing for January 6th. I believe it was in June, June 14, 2025, where 2 Minnesota state legislators were assassinated. That was just like yesterday on the continuum. So why this president would play games? He's playing with fire right now, and it's wrong. Whether Representative Jasmine Crockett or anybody else that is serving in that Congress should not have to fear for their lives on a regular basis, and should not, and the lives of their staffs and the lives of their significant others and their family members while they're trying to serve this community. Now, I can debate whether or not they actually serve in the community, but that's not what we're talking about right now, Doc. It is wrong. And then this press secretary, man, it's a low bar, boy. I tell you. But you know what, Doc, I take it back. Because if you want to keep the job, you got to go out there and do exactly what she was doing, because she's trying to keep that job. But I don't know if I could live with myself certain of these things that these press secretaries have had to do, not just in the Trump administration, but in other administrations with a straight face. You coming out here talking this stuff. It is shameful. So it is going to take the American people, because obviously heretofore, President Donald J. Trump has not shown that he has a shame gene. And that is the problem. He can't be shamed.
And he hires people who are significantly underqualified for the position. He gives them that. And so he becomes their proxy to power. It's a manipulation from go. He becomes their proxy to power. They will never have this kind of prestige, power, and perhaps even money and access without him.
That's right.
We'll bring updates as they come.
Does anybody want it? He took a $50,000. Who took a $50,000 bribe? I gotta hear this lady from Philly.
Breaking news, Philadelphia sheriff calling ICE agents fake wannabe law enforcement and warning, quote, "You don't want this smoke." And her comments are generating a lot of headlines and some outrage. One Republican is now calling for her arrest. Well, let's tell you exactly what she said. Here's more from Sheriff Rochelle Bilal.
I call them made up fake wannabe law enforcement, because what they do is against not only legal law, but the moral law. If any of them want to come in this city and commit a crime, you will not be able to hide. Nobody will wish you off. You don't want this smoke, because we will bring it to you. The criminal in the White House would not be able to keep you from going to jail.
And she is out front now, the sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia, Rochelle Bilal. And Sheriff, I am grateful for your time tonight. So obviously you used those words knowing full well they would be heard, and you were prepared for them to be heard, as they have been. Why did you feel the need to speak out as a law enforcement officer so passionately against ICE?
First of all, thank you for having me. While attending the DA Krasner press conference on dealing with the situation with Miss Good that happened in Minneapolis. What was stated was that the district attorney said if you're going to come in Philadelphia and commit a crime, that he would arrest you. The sheriff's office, it deals with transportation. So basically I said you would not be able to hide. Nobody will whisk you away. And if he charges you, then you can be arrested. What I was saying is that when I said you come in this city to do a crime, we will bring the smoke to you. People are tired of these people coming into the city masked up, basically all masked up, and pulling people out and causing havoc. This was supposed to be helping cities out. This was supposed to be eliminating crime, but yet you are committing them here. You are putting people in fear. You are breaking up families.
Is it making your job harder? Is it making your job harder?
It is. Because in Philadelphia, because there are two branches of law enforcement. The Philadelphia Police Department that, does the investigation, arrest, patrol the city. The sheriff's office is the security of the courts. We have K9, bike unit, warrant unit that works 24 hours out in the streets. And I'm being blamed about ICE agents being around the courts. Now, I can't stop ICE from being outside, hanging around the courts because public sidewalks, public building. But what I can do is if the district attorney arrests you and charge you, then we will make sure we transport you to where you need to go.
So let me ask you, because, the video that we've had on this, and I'm sure you've seen it from various angles. We now have a new angle tonight filmed by the actual ICE agent who shot Good himself, right? He filmed their interaction and has released it. Vice President Vance says it shows that the ICE agent, that his life was endangered and he fired in self-defense. You do see them interacting, and it seems to be a rather calm interaction, her arms out the window, then it escalates within milliseconds to the shooting. Looking at this as law enforcement, okay, and what he did and what happened, what do you see?
First of all, law enforcement professional does not put themselves in the place of danger. You don't stand in front of a vehicle, basically standing there so that you can get hit or cause an accident. And then when the woman and Miss Good, enforcement professional does not put themselves in the place of danger. You don't stand in front of a vehicle. Enforcement professional does not put themselves in the place of danger. You don't stand in front of a vehicle, basically standing there so that you can get hit or cause an.
Hey, did you hear that? You don't stand in front or in the back of a vehicle. And so they have the right to, they can run you over. They can run you over and you cannot shoot at them. You definitely cannot shoot at them. You definitely cannot shoot at them. Can you, if you would like, you go ahead and please go ahead and support the show. If you think this is great content, go ahead and support the channel. Usually by vis-a-vis by Cash App. Of course, I'm demonetized because stupid ass YouTube. Whatever. Forget it, get it. If I don't, I don't. But if you want to support the channel, please support the channel by hitting the like, subscribe, and do share this video. Not the other one. I'm about to delete the other one in a little bit. But go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. Let's get it.
Accident. And then when the woman and Miss Good turns to get away from them, and the officer is on the side, where is the threat? There's no more threat for you to shoot twice into a car. There was no gun shooting at you. The car turned you out of the way. That should have been it. 2 more shots into the vehicle, killing this woman. It's wrong.
Sheriff Bilal, I appreciate your time tonight, and thank you so much.
Damn shame. Damn shame. But the right's gonna spin it. She hit him. She hit him. All right, whatever. But y'all, this was fun. Now that I know that there's going to be a debate this coming Wednesday. Hold on. Let me check again. The debate is happening next week on the 21st. I will be covering it if and when I can. I will definitely be covering that. And we're going to definitely see who's going to be winning this debate. So whoever wins this debate, I guess gets like a, guess it gets like a sponsor or something like that. I don't know. Oh, it gets endorsed. They get endorsed. Whoever wins the debate, they get endorsed heavily. Which I expect Jasmine Crockett to go ahead and get that bag real quick. Go ahead and get that bag real quick so we can go to the general side. Just go ahead and get that bag real quick. All right, y'all. It's been fun, but I gotta go. Gotta do some things, do some shopping, and then hit the sack because today has been very, very long. Will you support if it is James? I don't know. I don't know too much about him. I do not know too much about him or not JD Vance, Gavin Newsom. But you know what? I will be looking into the both because James did low key give like a shout out to Jasmine Crockett, which is awesome. It's totally awesome, right? He didn't talk bad about her. He went, so it's like, look, good luck with this woman. It's like, I hope she wins so we can both tackle this thing together. You know what I'm saying? But this is good. This is really, really good. Barb, get some sleep, get some rest. Y'all get some rest. Lisa, get some rest. I love you. Have a good night.